What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, celebrating 40 years of Transformers, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Legacy United Leader Class Tigerhawk. Part of the Beast Wars universe. Most of you that know that Beast Wars is one of my favorite Transformers series of all time. And Tigerhawk here is actually a combination of two really good characters. Airazor and Tigertron merged together and created a whole new character with Tigerhawk. And this is outstanding. Again, gorgeous new art on here with an image of him in his actual alternate mode. You got the Transformers text, the Generation logo, nice pullback image of Tigerhawk's head right there. Then you got a more pullback image right down there. The other side here has a lot of other characters, a lot of different figures that we're going to be getting, which I'm excited about a lot of them. You got that gorgeous 40 years logo right there. Come around to the back, and you can see that this guy is actually fairly extensive and transforms in 43 steps. Which, I mean, leader class figure, so you would definitely, expect that, but I don't know. I guess I didn't really expect too much because of kind of the simplistic nature of how he kind of looks, I guess. I don't know. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Tigerhawk opened up out of his packaging and in his ridiculous Tigerhawk mode. Now, for those of you that don't know who Tigerhawk is, I don't really blame you. I mean, truthfully, he was not a character that was around for a very long period of time. In the Beast Wars series, because they were basically phasing out the Tigertron figure, his character in the show was basically removed. And what they did for that was there was this overseen alien race called the Vok, which they never really explained what their purpose was, other than they were kind of like watching the timeline, whatever. But they decided to abduct Tigertron and Airazor, which again was basically just Hasbro's way of kind of removing those characters so they didn't have to do the toys anymore. And because Megatron was basically screwing with the Vok's plan, the Vok decided to take the sparks out of both Tigertron and Airazor, kind of do away with those, the time being, and take the bodies of those two and fuse them together to create this. Then two Vok spirits, I guess, inhabited the body, then went and attacked Megatron. I think it was Tarantulas that actually played the part of the Ghostbusters and got those two spirits out of this body. And that's when the two sparks of Tigertron and Airazor decided to fuse together to create a new life force for Tigerhawk, which then resulted in Tigerhawk being around for like 2 more episodes, and then Megatron using, I think it was the Nemesis, to destroy Tigerhawk. So, like I said, wasn't around for too terribly long. So if you don't know who Tigerhawk is, I don't really blame you. But as I said, it is a combination of Tigertron and Airazor, who it's always been kind of interesting to me because obviously you can see where like the white tiger kind of come from, and then the hawk element you get it with like the wings and stuff, and then like the bird feet. But I don't understand where like the purple and the green come from. Literally have no idea where that comes from. But there you go. There's a comparison. Now this is a Voyager. This is a Deluxe. Kind of makes sense that if you combine them, you're going to get basically a leader size figure, which for all intent and purposes works pretty decently, I think. I'm happy with it. But there's your little beast mode comparison, which again, and like that's all sorts of mechanized animal, like winged fury of death. But I really do like this toy. Now my particular copy, I will say, these back legs are a little bit loose. You can see me kind of futzing with it, but you also can see that there's a lot going on in the front of this, that these kind of legs, it's just a ball joint, so I could definitely tighten it. But I do feel like it is a little bit looser than I would like. But this is super, super cool. Now, a lot of times, Tigerhawk in the show was flying around. So you're going to put these wings out. you're going to put these arms out, and you're going to get Tigerhawk kind of tucking these legs up, just kind of flying around, and like, swoop, 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 rah, 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 I'm a tiger hawk. Well, that fun kind of stuff. So I really dig the way that it looks. It's corny, it's crazy looking, but again, I mean, Beast Wars is one of my favorites, so I absolutely love it. The standing element is kind of weird, just because of the way that these little front legs kind of are. You know, they're always kind of protruding forward like that. So it definitely has a weirdness to it, but, you know, I mean, it is accurate. Can't really complain about it. Got this really nice little Maximal logo on there, clearly kind of showing that this is the version of Tigerhawk where Air Razor and Tigertron have come together to create a new kind of Maximal, I guess. Wings, though, look really good. You can articulate these in a whole bunch of different ways, so you can kind of position that how you want. You can even kind of droop these a little bit down, so it just kind of have like a little standing kind of stance for it, personal preference. Now, he does kind of have like an armored mode, which was, again, accurate in the show itself. This little section here, this can actually rotate around. It tabs in very nicely, and then you got to attach that. But rotating that around, you have these giant cannons that come out that, let's see, pop that around. Boom. Now you have that. And yes, it is Bloosh compatible. Bloosh. Yeah. But you do have those kind of guns. You also can take these wings, fold these forward, and then these actual feathers here are separate. And you can kind of make it look like he's shooting feathers at people, and you can tab those back in there, which is nice. You also do have this under the belly gun, which I think the instructions actually tell you to have it rotated around like that, so he's got like a little butt cannon, which I don't understand that really at all. I prefer to leave that kind of around here. You don't have to detach this for transformation. You can leave it right there, as it just kind of attaches to the arm, but that it doesn't kind of, it kind of goes on an angle here, so like realistically it is meant to go like that, but I just think that looks completely ridiculous, so I tend to like leave it like that, just kind of plug it in there. It's not going all the way in, though, as you can see, so it is going to be a little bit looser kind of, but overall, I mean, I really like the way that this looks. Again, it's crazy, it's ridiculous, but it is exactly how it looked. And then this, you can actually detach this part rotates, but again, you can have these be separate guns. So he does have kind of weapon storage that is meant to kind of fit in with the overall aesthetic of the bot mode itself. So I'm going to leave those there, and you can see the other side are like Gatling guns, which is cool. But and that, yeah, see, like I said, that's, I mean, I wish like maybe you could like plug that in a different spot, but there's no other real holes. I guess like maybe, I don't know. I just don't. I mean, that, like I said, when you push it in, it kind of bends it. So I don't know, man. I mean, I just work here, so put that there. But overall, though, really like the way that this guy looks. You can open his mouth. You can have that. You can also like articulate the head down a little bit further, and then have a more downward look on it. And this little piece right here can lift up, so you can kind of cover things up, but you got that gap right there. But it's a little bit better when you put it like that, kind of hover that around the back section. So again, you can kind of get it looking up a little bit more. These front legs here, because these are going to be the legs in the robot mode, they have pretty much a full range of motion, which is nice. These, which are not really any kind of legs other than just the legs that kind of come around over his shoulders, those are there. So you got a ball joint there. You have a hinge here, and here. No rotation or anything, but like I said, you do have that ball joint, so you get a little bit of that in and out rotation. Overall, very well designed figure. Like I said, goofy as hell, but accurate as hell as well. So I'm really quite happy with it. Now, transformation on him is fairly simple, to be totally honest with you. It talks about a lot of steps, but I feel like some of them are just, I don't know, kind of hard to tell. First, what I'm going to do is just get these wings, kind of lift these up, get these out of the way. That's just going to help out just in general. These front legs right here, you're going to take this section, you're going to rotate this around, and then fold this back, and then take this entire section, rotate this down, and just kind of straighten out, and then you've created one of the legs for them. So again, this side here as well, take this, rotate this forward. That will bring this piece here, kind of filling in that gap, which is nice. Fold that back heel spur, fold this, back and around, kind of straighten that out, and that kind of creates like a calf form of sorts. So again, we're just kind of going to leave that there for right now, and then bring this around, come around to the underside here, and then this section here is going to separate. You just kind of pull your fingernail in there, get that in, and then pull this out, and then this is going to swivel around. It is kind of like on a double hinge here, so you kind of have to be a little bit careful, because it kind of feels as if it's pushing on there just a little bit, not a lot, but kind of just loosen that up right now. Then get this, bring the head up, get this kind of out of the way, and then you're just going to be moving these arms around, or these wings around a lot. This middle section, detach this, pull that away, and then you want to take the back section here. This is going to tab in, and it's pretty secure of a tab, so just pull that out. Come on. Come on. Ah. Oh, sorry. Don't pull too terribly much. Separate this. I apologize. Separate these pieces here. Pull that piece down. Separate this the rest of the way, and then just detach that. Kind of just, again, opening all of this stuff up. Now from here, you can take these little bits, that bring this all the way down. And then this section here, you're going to open this up. Like I said, you got basically a double hinge right here that you want to swivel this piece around. So do that on that side as well. Swivel that all the way around to the back. And then take this, pull this piece up. And that's going to create all this jazz. And then rotate that around. And then bring this up. And then, ow, that hurt my finger. That really hurt. Look at what I did. And pull the head out. Rotate that around, and then bring this around, and then these are going to swivel around to the back. So again, get that up out the way, bring these little bits down, bring this up, get that arm out of the way, put that towards the back like so, bring that down, and these arms, again, you're just kind of positioning all this stuff where it's gonna eventually need to go. Rotate this piece around, these legs, let's bring these down, get that out of the way. These are going to connect here in the middle, and then bring that down, just like so. Bring that out of the way. This piece right here, you're going to bring all the way back, and then you're going to reconnect this right up here towards the front. If that pops off a lot on mine. So just, it's a mushroom peg, so it's not that big of a deal, but just take that, put that back on there, just like so. Okay, and then this is going to be positioned there. These are going to come up, get out of the way. And take this, attach that right there. Then these little bird legs, bring this all the way around. We'll connect all that stuff. So now on the inside here, is you can kind of see a little post right here. You need to line up the inside of the bird legs here, and that will just swoop right into place there and lock that in the spot. Do that on that side as well. There we go. And then bring all this together. This is all going to sandwich in, and then this will connect right on the inside, right, yeah, just like that. Now you got these little bird animal leg things here. You got a little slot right here that's going to go inside here. This will swoop down, and that will lock into place, kind of, sorta. There we go. And then close that down. Do that on this side. Put that in that little groove as easily as you possibly can. There we go. Come on. Come on. Swoop. Do your swooping thing. Swooper of things. Why are you not swooping? Swoop. There we go. And then kind of straighten that. Now this, I feel like this is kind of pointless, but you got a little tab and slot little bit right here that you just kind of push that down. It doesn't ever like staying in there the entire time, and I don't feel like it really hinders anything or helps anything. So just kind of, again, push that down. Kind of locks that in there. Take that, just kind of angle that. Now let's come back. Why are you not swooping in where you need to swoop? Oh, there we go. All right. Well, no, that still didn't do it. I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. But did that actually do it? Kind of. So, no, well. Yeah, that doesn't like staying tabbed down there. But, like, truthfully, it's not that big of a deal because it already just kind of naturally just sits there. So do that. Come around here. Open this piece. You're gonna rotate that around. Then open this little under panel. Bring it. I mean, he's definitely more involved than I was probably making him sound like. But I just feel like the overall count of the different steps just seems a little bit, I don't know. You get the idea. Put that there. Straighten that out. Straighten that out. And again, like I said, if you lift these arms, this is just going to detach. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Again, tuck that. You got this little thing. Kind of do that. And take these wings. Fold these around like that. I mean, you can put them out. Whatever you really want to do. Set that up. Set that up. Kind of position him a little bit. But when you're done, again, I kind of wish that. I'm just fighting with these. I don't really know why, but they don't. I mean, in general, they don't like staying down there. But overall, there you go, and there you have Tigerhawk in his, again, goofy looking but very accurate looking robot mode.
But again, for such, I don't really want to say an obscure character because a lot of people know about Tigerhawk. But as I mentioned, was not really in the series for a very long period of time. They did a great job of representing him here in terms of action figure form. The look, the design, everything, the colors, all do a tremendous job of recreating that appearance that he had in the cartoon. And I'm really quite impressed with them. You can see a lot of those same colors with the gold, the white, the purple, all carry through here. Head sculpt here is fantastic. Coming in to take a closer look at that. That is well, it's a little bit too low, but that is a terrific head sculpt. You can see the little green visor there. Again, I don't know where all this green stuff kind of came from. Maybe that's just like alien tech or something. I don't know. But all the way around did a tremendous job. Now, you do kind of lose some of the detail, but when you come in and take a closer look, you can see a lot of sculpted detail everywhere on there. You got like the little hair elements, obviously the big giant tiger head right there, but the little tech detail, you got the nice little pattern here on the inside with the Maximo logo. You do kind of lose a little bit because of the white, so I do kind of wish there was a little bit more of a kind of dry brush or something just to kind of really pull those details out. But for all intent and purposes, stellar looking. Now, you come around, you can even see like all the great molded detail with the feathers. I love that so much. Now, with this weapon here, you can leave it there. You can remove it if you really wanted to. Have him kind of hold on to it, although it's kind of dinky, so it realistically looks a little bit better there. You can, of course, take these little blades off, kind of, sort of, there we go, pull that off, and you can have him hold on to that as if it was a sword, something like that, if you know, so that, or, I mean, like, he could throw that at you or something like that, I mean, whatever, but really very, very impressive. Leader class figure. It does, I will be honest, it does feel a little bit lacking as a leader figure, just because he is, well, I mean, size-wise, it makes sense. I mean, here is that Voyager Tigertron, so you can see that the size does get considerably bigger, and then obviously here's the deluxe class Air Razor, the two contributing factors that make that character. I don't know. I mean, truthfully, it seems kind of simplistic to be a leader class. Not to say that it's a bad figure or anything, but I mean, it just, I mean, you kind of have a high expectation for leader class figures, and while this one still certainly represents the kind of class fairly decently, I don't know. Like those old leader class figures from back in the day. I know, Paul, you're sounding like you're old, but I just feel like we got more for it in the past. Articulation-wise, the head here is on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of up and down, side to side, all of that. The shoulders here do rotate. They completely, every time you lift it up, at least on mine, it always detaches from this little armpit connector. It doesn't stay there very well. So you do have the hinge right there for it. And what is actually happening? This is all sorts of yeah. The shoulders just are kind of a mess for the most part. They do rotate. You can see you can swivel them forward and back and everything. But again, like that little armpit thing is kind of weird. You have a bend here at the elbow. You also do have wrist rotation. Oh, do you? No, you don't. Oh, yeah, that's kind of lame. Yeah, leader class figures, wrists don't even rotate. That's a little lacking. You do have a waist swivel. You move this kind of up, and you do have that section right there that does rotate. Hips have ratchet joints. They have, this is kind of weird. You have a soft ratchet joint right there. It locks it there. And then this is just kind of a regular friction sort of swivel. So if you're going to have the legs spread out, you're going to have them very far spread out, which is always kind of weird. You have the rotation there. You have the bend at the knee, the ankles. You do have a little bit of, not really forward and back, not much of anything, but you do have tilt on them, so you can position that. I don't like it when they force a joint right there. That's always kind of obnoxious to me. And then all this stuff, like I said, when you move everything around here, it kind of dislodges a lot of things. So it is a little bit problematic, I would say, in terms of the shoulder articulation and assembly, but it's not terribly bad. But again, as a leader figure, I feel like things could be a little bit more sturdy, I guess, with him. But in general, giant backpack. You can do the armored up sort of thing with this. You can't really do much because that doesn't rotate, but you can put those guns up there if you wanted to. But, I mean, it's a solid figure. I am really curious because, like I said, he's a little obscure. But I'm curious what other obscure characters they might want to do. So, there you go. Now, transformation back into his beast mode. I'm just going to get these wings, get those out of the way, kind of like that. Take these little, get that straightened out. Take these little bits, if they didn't already come detached, just kind of bring them up, get those out of the way. Straighten out these arms, and then you're going to separate these halves. Let's get these all the way. Bring these up, and then separate these chest pieces out, and then we're going to swivel those down, get that out of the way. And bring this up, then you can take this section, separate this, and again, just kind of, we're going to get that all out of the way for right now. These little bits here are going to swivel around. Okay, bring this down, and then take the head, rotate that, tuck this back in just like so. And then bring all this situated, bring these bits kind of up. And then you're going to take this back section here, separate that. It does get really securely attached there. Oh, no, that just fell off. All right, cool. That's just going to fall off like that. And then rotate these around like so. This is basically going to put him, because it won't rotate the other way. So that's locked. So you can only really rotate it one way, which is perfect, because that lets you know which way you need to go. And then bring this up, and then bring this section back down. Okay, get that up there. Get that. And then this whole bit here is going to extend all the way down like that. Again, getting these kind of legs. Swoop these up. And that's going to be on that side. Come together. Something like that. Okay, perfect. We'll fiddle with all that here in a bit. You just need to get the clearance to bring this all the way down, so that's now straight. This part does get a little bit tricky, because you actually do have to kind of push this down. So this is going to come down here, and this entire thing has to get all the way down. You'll feel it kind of snap into place, but this will be completely flush with everything. Then bring this up, rotate that around like that, and that's going to be his little under section. Come around here, then you can bring these little bits up. Let's see. Oh wait, no, get this down. Keep that down like that. Bring that down. That's going to come around here, and then these little bits are going to come up into this general area. You can come around here to this under section, and then this is where you have to make sure that this is completely collapsed down, because you got little tabs on the inside of these white bits that are going to lock it on the side. You also have like a little double hinge here, so make sure that that's completely collapsed all the way in, just like that. And then that will, everything should line up nice and perfectly, providing you have that arm completely pushed down. So get that like that. This likes to pop off. Not the biggest fan of that. So take this. Like I said, it is just on a mushroom thing, but I just feel like sometimes this stuff just pops off a little bit too easily for my liking. There we go. Just gonna situate that there. Get these out of the way. And then this whole section, we're going to swoop this down. This is going to sit right down there. And then this will come around and lock in the back. Gonna keep that there. Now these, you're going to bring these up, and you got little connecting points on the inside here that you just line all this up, and that should all perfectly line up together and tab in. So again, on this side, line all those tabs up. If you get one, you pretty much line them all up. There you go. And bring these down. Oh, see that detach that, because that, there we go, nice and secure there. Get these little legs, swing these down, these wings, get that out of the way, get that out of the way. Rotate this little piece here, and then you got, oh no, sorry, gonna go this way with it. You know what I totally forgot to do? I forgot to put his hands away. Rotate that back. That's my bad. So he's gonna have a hand hanging out there, because I'm not going to fix that. So I'm just going to leave it right there. But you got a little tab slot connection here in here that you bring this around. Bring that whole little bit back. Just kind of angle that until this little bit gets lined up nice and pretty. Right there. You can angle his head some. Here, like I said, you can bring this up and bring this all the way up, and then kind of put that there. That will kind of cover that little brown section. Now, basically we're done, but we're going to do these legs up. So again, take this section here, fold this all the way back up like that. Take this, tuck that away, and then this whole section rotates in. Do that on this side as well. Fold that piece up, fold this piece in, rotate all the way around, and get that right there. Well, why is that not? I feel like that's... No, maybe that's going in enough. There we go. Alright. Kind of position his legs. Position these little back legs. Angle those all over the place. Why is this leg not? Why is that one not bendy? Oh, shit. Why did you just completely sever? You didn't sever, but that's a weird sort of joint that I don't get. I don't understand that at all. So, we'll worry about him later. But for all intent and purposes, there you have Tigerhawk. Just gonna fiddle with his wings a little bit. Gonna just have some fun with it. But there you have him back in his beast mode. All in all, though, a fun toy. Beast mode wise, very, very accurate. What Hasbro has been able to do recently with a lot of their figures and the accuracy of how they look in terms of their on-screen persona has been magnificent. They're consistently blowing it out of the water. Transformation does get a little fiddly from time to time, but it's overall fairly simplistic. And I guess, for me, I expect to be kind of wowed by a lot of the transformations when you're talking about like leader class and higher figures. And honestly, Tigerhawk doesn't wow me that much. It's not bad, but it does really have kind of like a Voyager level of engineering, it seems. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The size definitely compensates and really kind of helps to justify that leader price point. Just the transformation, like I said, is a little bit lackluster. Robot mode, though, I think looks terrific. I do wish that there was not as much bright white on him. Really, a cream color or, some kind of a wash would help to bring out a lot of those sculpted in details. But for what he is, he's pretty darn good. Especially for a character, as I mentioned a couple times, that is fairly forgotten about when most people think about Beast Wars. People think about Tigatron. People think about Airraiser. They don't necessarily think about Tigerhawk. He's obscure, but for me as a Beast Wars fan, is absolutely a welcome addition to my collection. So all that being said, if Tigerhawk is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, he will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon. So if you are looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, or even Entertainment Earth. For all of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description. We're going to any one of them that helps to show your support for my channel, and I would really greatly appreciate it. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching, and until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and woo!